Okay, so this is D-Day. Hopefully first startup for my E36 Evo M3 S50B32. Engine's had a wind over without any plugs in it, and I've got oil pressure, and I'm just about to connect up electrics and hopefully give her a fire up, all things going well. So start at the front before we do it. Borrowed radiator from my brother's LJ Group NC racer. Still waiting for my radiator to come out of the US. Brazed up the power steering hoses, the high pressure and the low pressure, just to create a closed loop so that I can run the engine, because the power steering pump is run off the single serpentine at the front. And all the fun bits. So, original key, hopefully, transmit receive unit, EWSII box, and of course the ECU, which I haven't plugged in yet. This is the X20 connector, which is the main connector between the engine wiring harness and the body harness, and a series of relays, which is the main ECU relay, oxygen sensor, air pump, fuel pump, and starter motor relays, and they're all part of the main engine harness. Fuel system just for the test stand is a 20 litre drum. I'm actually going to run the BF Falcon station wagon fuel module in the car eventually, and so I've put this into the 20 litre drum just to see if it works. And inside the module, the pump's been upgraded to a Walbro GSS 340 because the M3 engine needs a 5-bar pump rather than the 3-bar pump which most EFI systems and most BMW EFI systems run. Mounted air filter because it took all of 10 minutes to. Here's all the wiring diagrams I accumulated for the ECU, the EWS security system. So controls for the test stand, just an on-off ignition switch, button for the starter, fuses of course, and speed hut, water temperature and oil pressure gauges, which will also get used in the car later on. For those of you not aware, the engine's going in a 1971 Datsun 240Z, so I want to try and run the engine before the car comes back from final paint and body work, just to make sure the engine's in good condition. And this is the exhaust system for the test stand, donated by my brother from his VY-SS Commodore. It's a pretty easy setup to adapt to the original headers. Just cut the engine pipe where it goes out to the cats at the front of the Commodore and connect to the headers on the BMW. Okay, here goes.
Ready, steady, spaghetti!
Crank this sucker.
Fuel, charge light.
That's not very loud!
Well, good news, it runs. Got a bit of a tap in it, bit of a, sounds like a light bottom end knock, but I don't think it is. Suspect it might be the 3 litre, the S50B32 windage tray, which I've used because I'm using the S50B32 sump. So I need to do some investigation on that. Vanos is a little bit noisy, but to be expected, I guess. But, well, here we are, take two. After the initial startup this afternoon, everything sounded okay, except for this light sort of knocking noise down the bottom end. Didn't sound like a big M bearing, sounded like something hitting something that shouldn't be hitting, and had my suspicions that it was probably the windage tray, because I'm using the windage tray off the S50B30, and the S50B32 engine has a larger stroke, and I did check it when I put it together, but obviously not well enough. And here is the culprit right there. Just see where the number 2 big end bearing has been hitting the windage tray. So pulled the sump off it, put it all back together without the windage tray because I don't need it. The engine's going to have rod bolts and a bottom end refresh and all new gaskets and everything after I'm happy with the way it's running anyway, so I'll tweak the windage tray and put it back on then. So here we go for start. Sounds much better. Okay, so thermostat's open. She's up to operating temperature, 40 pounds of oil pressure, and it'll lift the noise there, or valve clearance rattle. I did check the clearances and they do need to be done, but compared to before, she's a lot quieter. Idles really smoothly, very nice. Vanos is a little bit noisy, as I said before, but all in all, very nice. Time to put it to bed.